Okay, everybody, we're getting ready to work on our math journals again, and we're going to go to our table of contents, and we're going to go and write down what we're going to work on. Okay, and today we're going to work on expanded form. Expanded form. So it's just and this would have been something you would have covered last year. We're just going to work with just a little bit larger numbers this year. So, and we're going to work on, we're going to put some examples, and we got a little activity we're going to do. And we're going to do that on page 7 today. So we'll go ahead. You should still have 2 open pages, two more open pages. We did place value. We talked about that. We talked about word form. We talked about some of the vocabulary for this, and we're going to come back. If you have a chance, like I said, if you have printing capabilities, maybe print another copy of these. We're going to make this a center, like a matching activity, and we're going to have an assignment associated with that later on this week also. So we're going to go to page 7. So this is 7. That makes this page 8. And so we're going to talk about expanded form. So I'm going to go ahead and title my page Expanded Form. Okay, so expanded form. We got an activity we're going to do today along with this. So if you have some index cards, that'd be cool. If you don't have index cards, you can just go ahead and take some paper and cut them up into squares or rectangles. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, just as long as you have a piece of paper. And you're going to need 10 pieces of paper, or 10 index cards. So what we're going to do on these index cards, we're going to number them 0. Let me take a marker. See a little bit better maybe. 0 through 9. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we're going to take those same 10 cards, and I want you to flip them over, and we're going to put zeros on the back of each one of these cards. So 0, 0, and so on. So you have zeros on all of your cards. And if it's taking you a minute to either find your cards or whatever, always pause the video, and you can get caught up. And what we're going to do is we're going to use these cards to model numbers for us. Okay, so I'll give you an example here. We're going to go ahead and write a number down in standard form. So, and we're going to we'll make the number, let's say 2,562. Okay, so that's a number in standard form. So we're going to take our cards and we're going to model that number. So 2,000. Oh, I made a mistake. We can't do 2. So let's do 2,563. Change that to 3. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 over in the ones place. When we're doing this strategy, if you only have one set of cards, you can only use 1 digit for each number. But if you wanted to make multiple 2s, in case you create a number, multiple sets of these, it'll still work the same way. So I'm looking for the 5, so it's 5 in the hundreds place, and a 6 in the tens place. So you see I model the number with my index cards. Okay, and when we're doing expanded form, we're basically taking the value of each one of the digits in the number and basically making an addition sentence with it. So if I'm trying to figure out what the value of the 2 is, all you have to do is turn over all the other cards except for the digit you're trying to figure out, and that's going to tell you the value of that. So that means the value of the 2 is 2,000. You see 2 with 3 zeros. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it back over. So I'm 2,562. And now I'm trying to figure out the value of the 5. I'm going to turn over all the cards except for the 5. And that's 500. Okay, I'll go back to my 2,563. And I want to try to figure out the value of the 6. I'm going to turn over everything except for the 6. That tells me the value of the 6 is 60. Okay, plus the last one. So I'm 2,563. So I'm going to go and turn over all the cards except for my 3, which is in the ones place. So the value of the 3 is 3. So 2,562, there's 2,563 in expanded form would be 2,000 plus 500 plus 60 plus 3. So basically we're just trying to this is a way we're decomposing the numbers. Okay, we'll do another one. Let's go ahead and make sure this time I do not use the same digit twice. So we'll go with 1,000, make it easier, 234. I'm going to put my comma between my thousands and hundreds place. So cannot duplicate if I just do it 1, 2, 3, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. So got my 2 in the hundreds place, got my 3 in the tens place. Don't need the 0. 4 in the ones place, and a 1 in the thousands place. So we'll do this again. So if I'm trying to figure out the value of the 1, I'm going to turn over everything except for the 1, and that's 1,000. One with 3 zeros. I'll go back to my 1,234. If I'm trying to figure out the value of the 2, turn over everything except for the 2. That gives me 200 plus the tens place, and there's a 3 in the tens place, so that makes it 30 plus, go back to 1,234. The ones place, we turn over everything except for the 4, and the value of the 4 is 4. So expanded form for 1,234 is 1,000 plus 200 plus 30 plus 4. Okay, I'm going to show you another strategy, not using the cards. Oh, well, let's go to this real quick. Something I forgot to tell you when we set up the journal, I just learned this. I thought it was a pretty cool idea to keep up with your materials. Okay, what we're going to do, if you have a Ziploc baggie, that was on our supply list, go and grab you a Ziploc baggie or grab one out of Mom's cupboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the Ziploc baggie in the back of our journal back here. And if you have duct tape, that'd work best. I do not have duct tape, so I'm going to use some packing tape that I have here in class. And I'm just going to take this into my journal, just like this. And I'm going to wrap it over the side. And I'm going to go ahead and do it to where I'm going to put the flap on the inside. And you know, well, you'd have to do flap on the inside. So we'll go ahead. I always have students like to use these cards, so go ahead and keep them in your composition book. Or, you know, if you don't have a Ziploc baggie or any of that material, you know, just go ahead and find someplace safe to keep it. So we're going to keep those right there in the back of our journal. And anytime we're working on an activity, say if you're working on it at home and you have to do some chores or something like that, and you don't get done with it, and we're in like the middle of you know, producing something, and you don't get done, go and place it in your baggie, and that way it'll be there when you get back. You don't have to keep up with it. Okay. So I'll show you another strategy here. Okay. Look, make this number here. Let's separate that. And this works with any digits. So we'll do 400 or 4,000, 622. That way I use the same digit twice. Okay, so on this one right here, basically, I'm just going to go ahead, and if I'm trying to figure out the value of the 4, I'm just going to bring the 4 down like this. I'm going to put zeros in the other place values, just like we was doing before. Okay, on this one, I'm trying to figure out the value of the 6. I'm just going to bring the 6 down and bring those zeros down. Okay, I'm going to bring this 2 down, and that's one more place value behind it, and then the last 2. And really what you could do is kind of put plus signs behind all these, or you know, write it out in linear. So I got 4,000 plus 600 plus 20 plus 2. That's just another strategy for doing expanded form. And so 4,622 in expanded form is 4,000 plus 600 plus 20 plus 2. Okay. What I'm going to do is over here on the right side, I'm going to have you practice this on your own. You're welcome to use your index cards or this strategy right here I just showed you, or any strategy that your you know, maybe your parents have taught you, or any strategy maybe that your teacher may have taught you last year, because it's been something you've done last year, probably to the hundreds place, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some numbers in standard form. I'm going to give you 3 numbers in expanded form, and I want you to go ahead. I'm going to give you 3 numbers in standard form, and I want you to put them into expanded form. So we'll do 1,459. Okay. Do 1,624 and 1,987. So go ahead and pause the video right now. I want you to go ahead and do this on your own. And come back once you get done, and we're going to check our work. I'll talk to you about, I think I probably mentioned about commas, or maybe I haven't. Okay, we always put commas, or if you're trying to organize numbers, especially when we're working with larger numbers, put a comma between the thousands and hundreds place. But if you don't put a comma, you see how I missed it right there initially. It doesn't make an answer incorrectly if you don't put the comma. Okay, the only problem I have is if you're putting the comma in the wrong place. If you try and put a comma between the hundreds place and the tens place, or something like that, that's not good practice, or that would make the problem incorrect. And once you get to 4th grade, you're working with multiple periods or multiple larger numbers. So a lot of times it gets confusing on where the commas go. But you always start, always try to teach to start the ones place, ones, tens, hundreds, comma, ones, or 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s, comma, like that, and so on as your numbers get bigger. But go ahead and pause the video right now, and I want you to go ahead and write your numbers in expanded form for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and you can check your work. I'm going to go ahead and do these problems for you really quick. So 1,459. So, and you can do this, a lot of times you'll see these in different orders, and you'll see this later on when we're practicing. or doing some independent work, sometimes you might see in different order. They might start with the ones place and write 9 plus 400 plus 50 plus 1,000. And that's still a form of expanded form. Or sometimes I'll even see where they might do 1,000 plus 200 plus 200 plus 50 plus 9, something like that. And some even more difficult problems when they're asking you to regroup, you may see something like 700 plus 700 plus 50 plus 9. So you'll see it in those different ways. As a matter of fact, let me write it a few different ways for you here. Maybe a couple of ways I got to talk. Okay, I'm going to write the way you normally see it. So that's 1,000 plus 400 plus 50 plus 9. Okay, or you might see 1,000 plus 9. So we just went to the ones place. Plus, let's say 50 plus 200 plus 200. So you might see that. And if you went through and added all those up, it still would equal. That's a different way of decomposing numbers. And sometimes sometimes we may want to break numbers apart differently to make them easier to do computations with or something like that. But I'll show you this. So we'll go 700 plus we'll go plus 700 plus 400 plus 50 plus 9. So you can see it. There's infinite different ways that you can break down numbers by place value. But this is the one that you're going to see most often. And you may see other problems like this where they give you an expanded form and they're asking you to convert it to or they give you an expanded form and they're asking you to convert it back to standard form. Let me go and write this. So this is standard. And these are expanded. So I keep on switching those terms around, don't I? Okay, so standard. Okay, and then we'll do expanded. Okay, so typically the way you'll see this broken down, I'm going to do one way, then one other way. So typically you're going to see 1,000 plus 600 plus 20 plus 4. Okay, that's typical way. Or if they're giving you an expanded form, they may want you to convert it to standard form. And they may try to trick you up and I messed one of those up, didn't I? They wouldn't have a 400 there. So it'd be just 700 plus 700 plus 50 plus 9. Okay, so you may see something like 800 plus 9 plus 800 plus, that's not 9, that's a 4, isn't it? I'm messing this all up, ain't I? So 800 plus 4 plus 800. Okay, so I took care of the 16 plus 20. So that's just another way. So 800 plus 800 is 1,600, which would cover your 1,600. And then we had 20 plus 4. So if I was converting that from expanded form to standard form, you might see a problem like that. And the last one. So standard form. And I'm going to convert it to expanded. It's expanded. So typically that would be 1,000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 7. Or a non-typical way, we'll just do this one backwards. 7 plus 80 plus 900 plus 1,000. 100, 1,000. So, and you didn't quite see that all the way, did you? So, this is expanded form. I kind of try to show you the different ways that you can go and figure out expanded form, and give you different examples of maybe a way either converting from standard to expanded or expanded to standard. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to send me an email or a message me through Schoology, and I'll get back to you relatively quick. Y'all have a good one. Bye.